Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to the Google Plus for Cornwall Business Hangout On Air show. This is our second event, and it's myself, Phil Aston, and Sue Aston from Genius Loci and Classical Strings who will be hosting it this month. And we have a special guest, and that's Pat Scully from Stephen's Cornish Slate. And we're going to, over the next 30 minutes, talk about our experiences of using Hangouts on Air. And again, this is a platform for any of you part of this Google Plus community. If you want to come online, network in this way, or just gain experience in a very safe environment, please get in touch with us. But Pat's here this month to talk about the kind of rocketing success he's having getting his fantastic Cornish Slate produce into Cornwall shops, and especially with the National Trust. So tell us, Pat, what kind of a month have you had for May then?
Well, it's been really good. I mean, the response out of the shops that we've gone to see is excellent. Boscastle's already into I think it's their third or fourth order. We've just been into Therese up at Newquay. They gave us we went to see them and they just gave us an order on the spot. Thank you very much. John, who's the manager up there, was instrumental in getting us into the system. He gave us a real big leg up as far as that's concerned, putting us in, giving us some encouragement, putting us in touch with the right people, because it's a fair old process. You've got to go through quite a number of hoops to get in the system.
Yeah.
It's not just a case of turn up and you're in. It is a bit of a process, lots of paperwork to fill out, so you've got to really want to be doing it. And I think it was really worth it, and I'm really pleased to be associated with the National Trust. I think it adds a real piece of credibility to our business, simply because that they're not just taking anything that comes across their path and are prepared to sell it, because it's their reputation as well. So I see that as a real Brucey bonus for our business.
Yeah.
I'm really excited by it.
Okay, and you're also heavily involved in the shop in Weybridge, aren't you?
Yeah, it was a really clever idea actually. There's two girls. Karen Davey and Sarah Pascoe decided to take a slightly different approach to organising a shop, and what they did is they rented the shop and then let out space to 16 or well, they're now 17, I think, professional traders. So these are proper businesses registered with the tax office and all the rest of it. So we're all proper businesses, and each of us rents some space within the shop, and we display our goods in there. And what we sell, we sell. But what it does allow you to do is try different products, and you can see what people will buy and what people won't buy. So because you've got control of your own stuff, you put stuff in, and you can take stuff out, put different stuff in, and find the bits that sell, which is the name of the game, really. To quote Alan Sugar, let's smell what sells, and that's really what we're trying to do. So it's a continual process, but it's gone exceptionally well in the 3 months that it's been running.
So because have you found then that you're reaching a point where you need to almost have bigger premises to keep your production lines running? I mean, it's really taken off, hasn't it, from something you were doing literally in your kitchen a few months ago? It must be huge now.
Well, it is a struggle trying to keep up with the work because of the lack of space, and we know we've spoken to so many people. We've done lots of courses to establish whether what type of business we've got. We know that we really do have a strong business model, and we are now seriously looking at moving into a production unit, which gives us more space, which means we can make more stuff, means we can expand our range of products that are available, make more of them. So yeah, that's where we're at now. And we were actually looking at a place yesterday, and we looked at another one last Friday. So this is now sort of really on the cards for us. So yeah, exciting times, but making this you've got to make this judgment call about spending money and investing in your business and just trying to make sure you make the right decision. So that's where we're at now. So yeah, it's excellent.
So what are your best sellers so far? Is there a particular product that you have that seems to be more popular than the others?
Well, some types of clocks seem to go quite well. We've been asked why we didn't make round things. A lady said to us the other day, "Why don't you make round stuff?" She said, "You excluded half of the buying." And we'd never thought that people would make a buying decision or the type of person would make a buying decision on the shape of something. So we thought, oh, okay, fair enough. We'll start making round things as well as square things. So to try and meet and be able to react to that sort of customer feedback. But signs, I mean, the little fun signs we make, gone to feed the chickens and that sort of thing. I mean, we sell any number of those. We're in with a little outlet down in Porthleven called Stargazing. Lovely lady called Deb runs that shop down there. Very popular little shop. Again, good quality products that she stocks in her shop as well from some very, very good creative people. And she forever selling these things. Tree Bar, Gardens, they sell lots of platters. That's almost exclusively what they sell up there. So it changes from place to place, which is really quite good because it sort of keeps you on your toes and it keeps you thinking.
Have you got anything to hand you can kind of show up at the camera? Just because, although the comment tracker isn't working, we've got I know DigiDesk are out there, Peter Lund's out there,
and
hi people
everyone.
saying hello. So it looks like a lovely product. I just wondered if you could quickly say, look at this.
These aren't finished yet, so these are you can see that. So that's a small tin mine clock,
and that's going to be a clock, yeah.
It's going to be a clock, so it's got a nice hole in the middle.
Yeah.
And a slightly bigger version.
Oh.
I mean, this is literally just a rough. This is literally just a rough cut. It's not been cleaned or done anything with it yet. So this is like a sample because we've been asked to produce these. So I've started making a few for a potential customer. We're hoping that these will soon be available in National Trust as well, in one or two places where obviously the mines feature quite heavily. I don't know. I mean, I could, if you want, I could go and get a couple more pieces for you to look at if you want to chat for a minute whilst I'm.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, we'll just chat.
Grab some stock.
Yeah, we've got.
Okay, 2 seconds.
Yes, hi Peter. And
Hello, Peter.
Hi Irene.
Hi,
out
Irene,
there. I don't know what's happened to the comment tracker. So we've got a separate screen running. So this is how we can see your comments, although we can't dual screens for that technical here in Cornwall. But we can't bring them up on screen. And I did notice. I think there was a show with was it Chef Dennis and Mia? Their food and booze one
stopped working, didn't it?
And their comment tracker stopped working last week as well. So I don't know if it'd say goes to the
Google
machine
thing.
or whether it's a pilot error at our end. But we did all the things that Ronnie Binter told us to do, so maybe Google have just decided to have a laugh. And
So at least we're not flying a plane.
No, it's
not going to crash.
Yeah, those of you out there watching this Hangout On Air thinking it's just too much for me, I'm not sure if I can do it. You're not flying a plane. It's just a
Never
video.
Going to be that
it's
serious.
fine. Okay. And right, so there's Pat out there gathering his stock.
But we've had a nice comment from Peter Lund.
We have, which we can't bring up on screen, so we'll read it out.
I think in an age of increasing technical brands, there is something very solid, sure, and appealing with the name the Cornish Slate Company. It's very true, very authentic.
Exactly.
Which is an important issue, isn't it? Being on Google Plus and being a business nowadays.
The other thing I think about the Cornish Slate Company, as you say, being a traditional organisation, company, whatever, is it's not a digital product.
It's real.
It's real. You cannot share it via email. It's real.
Yes, it is. Well, we've been and picked a couple of bits out of this. Hello. This
Hi,
Anne. Everybody. So here's a sign we've just made for someone. So this is made to order.
Perfect.
So that says Lynn's Wine Time, and it's been decorated with some flowers and a bottle of wine and a glass of wine. So,
Fabulous.
And notice you've got the Made in Cornwall sticker as well on that, Pat. So
yes,
completely authentic. Yeah.
The Made in Cornwall sticker. So, you know, these types of things we can make. If someone says, well, I want, you know, Gary's bedroom on it, or Amelia's bed, or whatever, you know, we'll make these to order. So, well, something nice and simple like
coasters. Yeah, excellent.
Coasters. That's from Reclaim Slate, and then we've got a large mirror.
Wow, fabulous.
That's a pretty big mirror. Okay.
Yeah, great.
Finished with string and some little bit of Cornish tartan ribbon.
Perfect.
And for those that may be interested in signs.
Oh, lovely.
Very nice.
Something like that, you can have a...
Fantastic.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Okay.
Oh. So, Pat, which of you does all the artistic painting and decorating?
Yes.
Oh, it's Anne.
Ah, so Anne, you're the artist.
Yes, she's the artist. Yes, not with a glass of wine though. Yes, something else we've just been done a deal with a company called Masters Traditional Games.
Oh, yeah.
We're producing some shelf opening boards for them. So you know, quite a specialised job that is, because the slate's got to be absolutely smooth. It can't have any markings at all in the finish. It's got to be absolutely dead smooth. And the way to test that is using talcum powder.
Oh.
What the players use when they're gonna play. Can you get me the tic-tac-toe thing? Just get me the tic-tac-toe board. Anyway, none of it lives here. Okay.
Controversial.
That bit on the edge of that one, really. Yeah.
Dad's DIY shed. So you know, we like to have we try and have a bit of fun, and you know, it's all about, we try to do things a little bit differently, so nothing's mass produced.
No.
You know, these aren't coming off a machine one after another. You know, each one of these is made individually, hand painted and finished.
The other thing, for people who are coming into Cornwall on holidays, they could quite likely find themselves eating a dish or food off one of your platters, aren't there? There are several restaurants and cafes and hotels who actually use your slates.
Mullion Cove. If you go down there, Fiona uses stuff down there. Ben down at the Cornish Kitchen. Oliver's in Falmouth. Tableware. This is a cake server or a tea server.
Fabulous.
You'd like one of those, Sue, wouldn't you?
I could get through a few of those.
Yeah, I don't think you don't actually eat them.
No, they're better strong.
It's a bit hard to eat, even for my tea. As you can see, no, don't look at my tea. Yeah, I mean, we again, you know, something like this. If someone says, "Well, I want it a bit smaller," or "I want it a bit bigger," then you know that's what we do.
I go for the bigger one.
Yeah, there's a number of restaurants and hotels that are using our material, or using our products, if it's probably a better word. And obviously we're trying to get more and more on stream, and we're looking to work with more people. We're trying at the moment, working with someone, hoping to get some agents on board to take distribution sort of more nationwide.
Okay, although we can't bring the comments up on screen, Sue's going to read some out.
We have
some
a few
fab ones.
comments, and Irene from DigiDesk says that she loves the house sign and the slate is gorgeous. Which
thank you. Thank you very much.
And then we have one from Peter Lunn, who says this is a perfect example of why HOAs can be so powerful for British brands. Where else can you get the opportunity to show off your products live on air to the world? And Pat, this is a good little link in, because have you flown your slate to other parts of the world? Have you had any international orders yet?
We've had some inquiries. We've been dealing with a company from Korea in the last week or so, who've expressed an interest in taking our products over there in competition with another supplier who should remain nameless at this time. And what they are a really well-established company as well. So I was really chuffed to think that someone would, look at our stuff and think, that's as good as this other established business, and they'd like our products to go up against theirs. So we'll see. We're early days. We're early days with that. We did sell a piece last week which has gone to New Zealand. We got visited in the shop in Wadebridge, and they were going back to New Zealand, and so they bought themselves a couple of items to go. Obviously, not big pieces because of weight in their luggage, but they took a couple of pieces back to New Zealand with them. And we've also sent, I think it was 2 or 3 clocks over to Australia.
Brilliant. So, I mean, there are quite a few other kind of Slate-based businesses in Cornwall. It's not an easy thing to say. So, but what do you think sets you apart? What's the main ingredient that makes you the kind of the Slate guru?
The Slate leaders.
The Slate leaders, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think basically because we put ourselves out there. I mean, we make the effort to be visible, and it does take a lot of time. You do have to be dedicated to it. I mean, we all know that social media can overrun your business if you're not careful. You have to be selective, but that quite often means doing tweeting not only during the day, but in the evening as well. But doing a thing like this, a Hangout On Air, which is almost free promotion for your business, and the only way you're going to actually get yourself out there without spending an absolute mint on PR companies and advertising and so on and so forth is to take advantage of a product like Hangout On Air. And I think it's immensely powerful, and it doesn't really matter if you've got to do 50 or 100 of them. At the end of the day, it's an investment of your time in your business, and I think for me it's a bit of a no-brainer, really. I mean, even just to sit down for 5 minutes and make a little video, or 2 minutes and shoot a little video, and I've done another couple of those recently. The last one being how to knock a hole in a piece of slate. So, which I know you've seen. And it's on. I've actually put that on the website now, and I've just added another page to the website where I've started to post these videos as well as up on YouTube, obviously. But
so, if there's anyone out there wanting to know how to make a hole in a piece of slate, there is a video now available to show you that, which can be seen on any platform you would wish.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's on YouTube, findable on YouTube, and so the easy way is to go to the website. stevenscornishslate.co.uk, go to the videos page, and there's also a link off the home page to the videos page, and then you can watch the videos there.
I think this is a great example, and of as Peter out there and Irene from Digitix have said about portraying and promoting a British brand that's a piece of craft work, really, of skilled craft work. That you can but we're still using a digital marketing medium to be able to show people what it is and to bring it alive to people. And I think Pat, your business is heavily invested in social media and your website, obviously. Which social media platform do you feel you get most traction with? I mean, my feeling is it could be Twitter, because you're very active on there, aren't you?
Yeah, we get the most engagement from Twitter simply because we do a lot on there. So we're always active on Twitter because it's easy. It's almost always to hand. It's the one you sort of tend to go to because it's very easy to access. It's quick to post. I know Google Plus is in a similar way, but we tend to use Twitter more for that because we get more engagement from it. But that's not to say that we don't get some response also out of Google Plus. Developing a following on Google Plus is time consuming as well, and it's just a matter of how you use your time. So the Google following will come slowly, whereas Twitter I think is quite easy to build a following very, very quickly. I think the two work slightly differently, and if you're looking to build a following based on what you do and the type of person you're after following, it works really quite well.
Okay. There's a great comment just coming from Peter. Do you want to say that one?
Or would you like to do that one, Phil?
To the tune of the popular football song, "There's only one Slate company in Cornwall." Well, Slate company in Cornwall, only one Slate company in Cornwall. So I'm afraid we can't bring that up on screen, but it'll be there in the comments back when you see it afterwards.
Oh, we all enjoyed.
We all enjoyed me singing. That's the closest you've got to me singing anywhere, really, let alone in a Hangout On Air.
No, me singing, did you?
I'd be surprised if you don't, actually.
Vocally, go on, Sue, you can do it. Can't you write a song?
No, I really don't think I can sing.
No.
I could do my Kate Bush impression. Nobody seems to.
No, there's no need to do a Kate Bush impression at this stage.
Nobody wants to hear it.
Well, not in this kind of serious business Hangout On Air that we're now running. But you said it's easy to gain traction on Twitter or gain a following. You'd be surprised there's lots of people that would actually say the opposite and say they either find it easier on Facebook or easier on Google Plus. I think it depends where you put the energy, really.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I mean, if we put as much time into Google Plus probably as we put into Twitter, then the results would be different. I could only speak as what we've done. You can only put your time once in one place.
True. Yeah.
We do stuff on Google Plus. I really enjoy doing these hangouts. I do them on a more regular basis, simply because I think it's a great way to reach an audience you wouldn't normally reach or hope to reach. We don't know how many people will watch this program. We don't know how many people will go, "Ugh, I don't like that." What on earth's that? It's a very touchy-feely product, which is the only thing, of course, we can't do with Hangout On Air is actually say, please touch.
Yeah.
That's as close as we could actually get, but at least you can see, like I said, it's a real product. But what I like is personally, I like to be able to talk to people, such as yourself and Sue, and anybody else, and the guests we've got out there. And thanks for watching, folks. I think it's a great way to interact with people, and to me, it's no different to talking to people in a room. Any sort of normal network meeting, except you're there and I'm here. It's absolutely no different.
I agree. I think we all go to networking meetings where we can have a nice full English, a proper real life breakfast. Very true. But when you meet new people, it's sometimes not always easy to get past the kind of polite introduction sometimes because of time or whatever else. But I mean, through Hangouts On Air for me and Sue, I mean, the people out there, there's Peter Lund watching and Iron Digits, we feel like we know them. They live in different parts of the country, but because we've interacted and met on Hangouts On Air, we feel like we've extended our network. And for us as a business, we've won new digital marketing contracts from businesses in London that we wouldn't have, from where we are, just 5 miles from Land's End near enough, we just wouldn't have been able to connect to. And those are businesses that actually aren't on Google Plus, but they've actually just seen us in Hangouts On Air, and it hasn't put them off. It's actually wanted them.
That's because I didn't do my Kate Bush.
That's because Sue didn't do a Kate Bush impression. They wanted to know more about us. So.
The thing is, Phil, I mean, what people are getting is they're getting to see the real person, and I think you can, once you get to see the real person, I think you can buy into the, you'll make a decision as to buy into the personality, to buy into, what that person's doing, because it comes across, you come across as very professional, you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, and that's instantly visible. That's not something you've got to rely on writing to somebody, because anyone can write an email and say, well, I'm very good at this, but I think for you, when you sit there and you say, I'm good at this because, and you can talk with some authority on what you do, I'm not surprised you're getting additional business from it. And I think other people could benefit in the same way, simply by making, not a little bit of effort, because I don't want to put people down, but just maybe by opening their mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Does that sound a bit better?
Yeah, and coming out of your comfort zone as well,
Yep.
isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Pushing
Yeah,
yourself
it is.
forward. Oh, look, Peter Lund said he'd like me to do my Kate Bush impression.
Where's
Peter.
Peter, mate? Where is Peter?
He's based in Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
yeah. It's but Peter will need to have words because we're not doing. There's no Kate Bush impression in this show. Next one. Oh,
A
next one's
friend of
that.
mine lives in Bournemouth, actually. An old mate of mine lives in Bournemouth.
Oh,
He's a manager at one of the bus companies. Or maybe,
Oh yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
the bus company or a coach company down there. So
What Peter's also said. What type of followers do you have on Twitter? I wonder where the type of followers are on Google. I think there are. They're different audiences, aren't they?
set of
It's
people.
a different set of
isn't it?
people. I think what I've learned is not to presume that everyone will follow you from one platform to the next. Each platform is an opportunity to meet a whole new bunch of people.
I totally agree. I mean, we targeted very specifically people on Twitter because it was very easy to do that. You know, we wanted to find chefs. I mean, you know, piece of cake finding chefs. I mean, they're all hundreds or there's thousands of them out there. You know, Chef John or so chef or this. Really, really easy to find. Follow. Okay, they might not, obviously they're not all going to buy what you do, but at least you've got the chance to be in front of them, and they are your target audience. And I found it really, really simple. You know, once you've given it a little bit of thought, to really target the type of person that may be interested in the type of product that you're selling. And obviously for us, trying to sell to chefs, etc. You know, it was to be able to find a huge community of chefs very, very quickly was a little bit of a bonus. And obviously once we got to know some chefs around Cornwall, of course, then they start talking about us, and you know, other people then start to follow, and which leads to them sort of saying, "Oh, no, can you come and see us as well?" You know, and that's where the business really kick-started.
Yeah, because you're not just providing slateware for hotels. You're actually branding it under their logo, aren't you? You're personalising it for each hotel. That's another thing that's different.
Yeah, I mean, if they wish, then yeah, we can put their. I haven't got a piece here actually. I don't think.
One prepared earlier.
No,
Lovely, Peter, isn't it?
I haven't got one to hand, but literally, I mean, you know, we can put somebody's brand into. If I've got a picture, can I get a picture up?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, how do I do that?
Oh, it's very experimental.
It's very experimental. Obviously, as Peter says, I'm being humbled by the fact the comment tracker is malfunctioned. But over on the left-hand side, there's a button called Screen Share, which may work.
It may do.
It may work.
Screen share, okay, right.
We use the word may a lot in Google Hangouts.
Share. Hang on, it's doing something.
Oh, while we're waiting, we could have a quick Kate Bush song.
No.
Video call. Oh, hang on. I think you actually have to have. Hang on. iPhoto. Start. I don't know what this is going to show, mind.
Oh.
It's going to iPhoto. So
We can see that you're waiting to board a plane at Brisbane.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Hang on a second. I'm sure
So it might work.
it might actually work here.
It's a nice one of New Year, isn't
Yeah,
there?
there's a nice one of New Year there.
And enjoying a glass of wine.
Proper job. Yeah.
Here is the sign. I don't know if you can see that. Is that opening a picture? Okay, well that's the sign that started the whole thing. The very first one we made.
The one you brought into that the breakfast meeting.
Yeah, that's the very first
one.
one.
Said, "What do you think of these?" Yeah. And now look at you.
It wasn't that long ago.
Well, yeah, world domination. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hang on. I don't know what's happening here.
Like one of Anne on holiday.
Yeah.
The plate there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. There's a sign we made for. Oops. That's just a laugh.
That's a sound effect I'm not familiar with.
This is one that might appear upside down. I don't know if you can see that.
I'm
They
sure.
can see it in Australia.
I'm sure our viewers don't mind standing on their heads.
No.
They're very creative.
That's done on polished,
especially Bournemouth.
Hand painted in silver. Was quite difficult to get done because of the very small, because it had to be done.
It looks very very intricate.
Yeah.
And then this was the last one we did, which again was a one, special order. Someone that's in Spain now on someone's mobile home.
Wow.
Brilliant.
So yeah, they come and collected it, and so we did that in just under a week, from order to out the door, and that was the exact design that she wanted. So
Brilliant.
And I'm trying to find. I haven't found a plate with the thing. I mean, okay, this. Let me see. Don't know if hopefully I'm not boring anybody here.
No, we're seeing lots of things.
Trust me, not to fine. Aha, have we got anything on here? No. This might be a picture of. Here we go.
Oh, Tregenna. No.
No, it's down at Falmouth. No, it's not there. There isn't one on there. Right, I'll have to be better prepared next time. But I think you get the idea.
Yeah, it's fine.
Get the idea. I don't know how you stop this screen share now.
I think you have to unclick it, otherwise we'll think of something perhaps.
There's definitely lots of people wanting me to sing Kate Bush. So thank you, Irene.
Thanks. Unfortunately, we're right out of time. But I'm sorry, Sue. Next time, perhaps. Thanks very much, Pat, for showing us that and for sharing your story and your adventure with how well your business is going. And if anyone wants to find out more about Cornish Stephen Slate, what's the name of the website?
StevensCornishSlate.co.uk. Go along there. There's a bit of story about us and things. There's a shop on there. It's a mobile-friendly site, most importantly. And I was going to say thanks to Tom, who actually highlighted an issue with the shop, which we'd missed, but we've now fixed, hopefully. So that should now be working 100% on all mobile devices. So although you're not here, Tom, thanks very much for notifying me, and we've got it sorted now. It's great.
Okay, and thank you for DigiDesk Irene, all the way from Scotland, and Peter from Bournemouth for your comments, and thank you for Google for keeping me humble for not letting the comment tracker work.
Thanks to you.
And thanks, Pat, and we'll see you soon. And thank you for Anne for making an appearance as well.
Good stuff.
Okay, thank you. Okay, see you soon. Thank you.